Hey, this is Native Survival. Today we're going to set up a bear bag. Stay tuned.
Okay, so a bear bag. Pretty simple. It's a dry bag. I have some rope wrapped around it all the time so I can easily tie it up into a tree. And I usually keep a bag of food with me. You know, protein bars and stable meat, chorizo, tea, things like that. On average, my bag is usually 3 pounds minimum of food. It's all stable, it's all packaged, doesn't need refrigeration. I just keep it in my bag all the time. When it gets low, I just add more. Now, when you're camping in wilderness areas where there might be bears, or raccoons, or skunks, or anything like that, you don't want to leave, especially with bears, you don't even want to leave things in the package in your camp like this, in your rucksack, in your tent, underneath your tarp. Because they could come looking for it, and you don't want to be there when they find it. Half-eaten packages of chorizo, things like that, are perfect for putting into a dry bag, so you can hermetically seal it so it doesn't smell. We've hung rabbits in the trees, all sorts of things. You know, fish in your dry bag. Yeah, I like to use a Sea Line Eco Sea dry bag because it's clear. I can see all the contents in it, and it's BPA free. So if I decide to use this for a water container, it's better than using a rubber one. Now, if you have pots and pans, make sure you buy a dry bag that's big enough for them to fit. Obviously this is big enough for canteen cups. This is big enough for billy cans. No problem at all. Okay. Kind of just roll it. That'll be good. There, it's sealed. I just have some paracord tied to it with 2 half hitches. I have it tied to not the little plastic D-ring. Operative word, plastic. I actually have it tied to the actual strapping that makes up the top of the bag. So it's tied to the bag itself. Okay, so there's 2 schools of thought here on location. One is you want your bear bag 1/4 mile to a 1/2 mile away from your camp, your sleeping camp. And you keep it in what's called your cooking camp, or even off your cooking camp 1/4 mile. Just in case they smell the food around your cooking camp, they'll be sniffing around there. You can have it as a satellite location off your cooking camp, so they won't find your food hanging right above where you cook it. But usually in that area, and you camp 1/2 mile, 1/4 mile away, something like that. It's up to you, but usually it's a broad distance. The other method is to keep it within sight of your camp. So you keep it on the outskirts of your vision, but close enough so you can see it and you can hear what's going on. And that's if you have a firearm, like a shotgun or anything similar, and you're able to scare the bear away. That is useful if you're in a wilderness traveling situation. So say you're moving over a long distance over very adverse terrain. You know, maybe you're canoeing and you're way in the backcountry. You know, think Sweden, think Alaska, think Russia, and think Canada. And you're really, I mean, you're gone. You're way out there, and you cannot afford all your food to be wiped out by a bear. Because if a bear finds it and you don't even know about it because you are sleeping a mile away, and you have a shotgun and a way to scare the bear away and save your rations, then you need to do that. Because if you don't have that to fall back on, you're in big trouble. Big trouble. So that's the other way to look at it. You know, if you're dog sledding and you're hundreds of kilometers and you're not near anything, and you need to protect your provisions, so just in case a bear finds them, they don't eradicate your ability to sustain yourself in a very harsh environment. But that means that you need to have a way to defend your rations. Okay, so another thing you want to do is not hang your bag so it's right next to the trunk. So if a bear climbs up, it can get to it. You want to hang it off of a branch. And you want to hang it off of a branch that doesn't seem like it can support the weight of a bear. So it's not going to be able to go on there like a nice sturdy oak branch and just take your food that's hanging from there. You also want to make sure that your food is hanging down low enough so even if by chance you misjudged what that branch could hold and that bear does make its way onto the branch, it still can't reach your food. It has to try to pull the line up to get your food. It just adds, you know, more variables to the bear's problem. Just have a branch that I found in camp, had been cut. Maybe it was to make a tripod or a bow, something like that. I'm gonna put a constrictor knot. It's a clove hitch variation. So I've selected the branch I'm going to use. Okay. Take a good arm's length. Excellent. Right over it. Perfect. Perfect spot. All I'm going to do is pull down my stick, tighten my rope, which is going to obviously elevate the bag. So I want to get that bag about 5-6 feet roughly from the branch. I'm going to just slowly get it going. Right about there. Right there will do. It's about 6 feet hanging from the branch. I'm going to just come around. I'll use this branch to tie off. So it's gonna tie the knot. Just real simple. It's gonna do 2 half hitches. So this one. And 2. That's all. Real easy. Just tie up a simple knot. Now it's solid, it's not going anywhere. Well, Mr. Mission Native Survival, appreciate your views. Promise me support. See you in the next one. Take care.